Hello, my name is Joshua Pellisier, and welcome to your first free video entitled The 3 Secret Tests from Hot Girls That 96% of Guys Don't Pass. And in this video, I'm going to teach you 3 different tests, secret tests, that women give men, especially very, very attractive women, that 96% of men who they talk to do not pass, and 4%, the top 4%, end up being the guys they date. If you've ever been in a situation where you were talking to a girl and you've lost interest and you didn't know why, or someone was attracted to you, you thought, or everything was going well, and then all of a sudden it just took a turn for the worst, and you really couldn't say why it happened, you didn't know why at the time, I'm going to unveil 3 of the reasons, and the 3 reasons why 96% of men get filtered out as options for the really attractive women. But first, let me tell you that I'm a normal guy just like you. I'm short. I weigh about 130 pounds when I'm soaking wet. I'm flat broke, and I suck at sports. But when it comes to women, I am a complete badass. And here's why. I learned the things to say, the way to act, and the right timing for everything that I do that makes women uncontrollably gravitate toward me. In this video, of course, I'm going to show you a technique to give you the same ability to be a complete badass with women, even if you're not rich, tall, muscular, or good at sports. The first question I think we all have is why? Why do women give us tests in the first place? What are they trying to accomplish, and are they bad or mean because they're doing this to us? Well, the truth is, no, they're not mean, and there's a reason why they're giving us tests, and the reason why is because realistically, they have to. You see, women have what's called a filter mechanism. A filter mechanism basically means that their job is to filter out all of the weak and insecure men who aren't actually confident and make sure that those guys are going away and not coming into their life, and allowing men who are confident, who are powerful and strong, truly, to fall through the filters and to get close to them. So they have a series of different tests that they give men subconsciously, and they don't even know that they're doing this. And if a guy passes the test, then they know that this guy is the right guy for them. And if not, they think this guy is not wanted, not desired, and typically not within their league. Now, what they're really looking for is they're looking to see whether or not you are used to having very beautiful women in your life already. If they believe that you do already have beautiful women in your life, then they will be more attracted to you because they'll think that there's a reason why other women are attracted to you. So they'll be more intrigued, they'll be more curious. But if you secretly act and subconsciously act like you don't have attractive women in your life, then they pick up on that through these tests and they filter you out. So the real question, I guess, now is, what are the 3 tests and how do I pass them? The first test is possibly the most common test that men see, and it's called a compliance test. A compliance test is when a woman asks you to do something, and she doesn't really want you to do it for her. She's just asking to see if you're going to jump up off your seat and do anything that she says for you to do. She's doing this because she doesn't want a guy who's going to bend to her every will, because a guy who bends to her every will is not used to dealing with beautiful women, and therefore he's going to do anything that she wants him to do. Now, if he fails this test, she may keep talking to him, but she's not going to talk to him and consider him as a potential mate, as a potential boyfriend. Instead, he's going to fall into the friend zone, or maybe even worse, he's going to get led on and sort of joked about behind his back to the rest of her girlfriends. So there are a lot of different compliance tests, and they usually happen in the beginning of an interaction, within the first 10 minutes of talking to a girl. Very, very attractive women give a lot of compliance tests. Women who are not used to guys hitting on them as much will give fewer compliance tests. So you can also tell by how many tests you get, you can tell whether or not a woman is hit on all the time or whether or not she's kind of never hit on. So the example of a potential compliance test might be, will you buy me a drink? Will you buy me a drink is a pretty common compliance test. Women have enough money to buy their own drinks in 99% of these cases. They just want to see if you're going to buy them a drink. Now, the typical response is to go, sure, yeah, of course, I'm not a dickhead and I'm not poor, so I'm going to buy you a drink. So the guy usually goes to the bar, buys her a drink, comes back, gives it to her, and she says thank you and turns around and walks away. Or she says thank you, sits there and talks to him while she finishes her drink, and then afterwards she says nice to meet you and walks away. Or like I said, maybe even worse is that she finishes a drink, asks for another, maybe asks for something else later, maybe calls you and asks if you can take her out to dinner, and then you end up paying for everything for her for the next 2 months, and she, again, is referring to you as her ATM, her own personal ATM behind your back. So that's one test called a compliance test. The next test is called a congruence test.